Today I'm going to show you guys a few no-name diecast cars from when I was a kid, and also more recently from some yard sales. Most of these I've had since I was in my early teens or much younger. Here's Lamborghini Countach by Welly. I recently praised them in one of my videos on their recent diecast. This, I believe, is a rehash of a Tamika casting. Wheel wells are a little too big and it's not perfect, but the proportions are pretty good. Most Lamborghinis from back when I was a kid, they were butchered. Most of the diecast cars, they looked like the kid cars. This one's not too bad. Wheels are awful, but it's too old to hack up and do a wheel swap on something like this. Gonna keep it as is. This one's pretty entertaining. Opening doors, both sides. It's clearly a It's clearly a Lincoln Mark IV Continental. However, it does mention Continental Mark IV. Not Lincoln though. It does say Ford for some reason, number 1052. It also has a Thunderbird graphic on the roof. This is a Continental Mark II, not Mark IV. It's a little bit of a bizarre casting, but I love it. Alright, split window Corvette. When I see a crappy one at a yard sale, always pick them up. This one is a Kidco. 1979, as old as I am. Opening hood. Not the best quality, not the best paint, not the best casting. Kinda cool. Can't pass a split window Corvette by. Another 1963 Corvette. This pretend General Lee paint job was just hilarious to me. No name casting on this one. Hood does not open. Does have a rudimentary interior. Split windows, they nailed that. It's pretty well proportioned. And one more Corvette at least, actually two more. This one's a Yatming. It's got a made in China sticker, that's so weird. You never see that anymore, those little gold stickers. Opening doors, both sides. First gen 5750, 655 Corvette. I hate the way they painted the Cove, but what are you gonna do? It's better than some. Opening doors once again. This is a Road Champs, if I remember correctly. Yep. 1982, 1973 Corvette made in Hong Kong. Other than the fact that somebody tried to paint it, this one's awesome. And by somebody, I mean me. I was a kid and stupid. The wheel does look awkward when the car's not sitting on a surface. It does have functioning suspension. It's riding a little high. I like the fact that the wheels are very much a copycat of Hot Wheels rims. And I love the fog lights. Check that out. That's cool. Alright. What we got next? Opening doors. Old Buick. Portholes perfectly cast. I like this one. It's not super authentic. The grill is off, but I still love it. It's a ridiculous fastback big old Buick. So they're on here. Buick Roadmaster. Road Champs. I like this casting. I didn't get that one new. I didn't have that as a kid. Alright, what else do we have? This is my first square body anything. This old square body Chevy was the first time I ever looked upon a square body truck. This is still back when I was living in Europe. My dad mailed this one back to Slovakia. And, well, this one's awesome. Odometer sticker was from me in the 90s. Actually, probably early 2000s when I had my 68 Camaro. I remember buying some odometer stuff and randomly just sticking that on there. No idea why, but whatever. Another no-name casting, but also from Hong Kong. And it's called 4x4 pickup. Always love this one. Later I would actually own a few square body trucks. This is one of those rehashed Johnny Lightning cars from back in the day, I believe. I can't even read whatever the heck it says on here. Commemorative, something or other. Anyway, love the wheels on this one. That's different. Almost like Hot Wheels red lines, but I don't know, I just really like the wheels. It's ridiculous. It's clearly some Chevy, Corvette, Banshee mashup fantasy car thing. It's still kind of cool. Those headers. Oh my god. It's ridiculous. You'll be able to see the road at all whatsoever. This one's heavy. Metal on metal. Alrighty. We got next. This is just curious. There's a company called MC Toy, my bad. MC Toy. Pretty good rendition of a Ford Sierra. XR4 Ti. A friend of my dad had one of these things. It was white. It was pretty awesome. Manual, turbo, rear drive. What was there not to love? Okay, I love bustle-back Cadillacs. Here's a Yatming version. Made in Hong Kong. 1980 to 1985 Cadillac Seville. Here's something interesting. Look how perfectly it aligns with this Tamica diecast. There's a Hot Wheels bustle-back caddy. That's a Tamica in the middle, and the Yatming I just showed you. My suspicion is this Tamica was recast without the opening doors by Yatming. So they basically bought the rights to make this casting, but dumb it down. And so once again, if you look at this casting, the way the grille, bumper, and everything are integrated. And then look at the Tamica. And you tell me whether that's not the same exact casting. Now the Tamica has functioning suspension, nicer wheels, better quality, metal top and bottom. Love this casting. I actually got a pair of these on eBay a couple of years ago, and that's where this one comes from. I did not have that bustle-back as a kid, but I always had an affinity for bustle-backs. My mom actually really always loved that car. She thought it looked really unique. She has a photo in Dedham, Massachusetts at the Leechmere, just standing there next to two bustle-backs. One of them is a two-tone blue, and one's champagne or something like that. I cherish that photo. I forget where it is in one of my parents' photo albums. It's pretty awesome. But from that moment on, when I saw that car, I loved it. So here's a small sampling of the collection. We've done that before. You can go back and view some of my other videos. I'm not going to do too much of that right now, but let's get back to this real quick. So now I want to show you this. This was another MC Toy 959 made in Macau. Opening doors, right? Pretty awesome. Porsche 959. This is the first Porsche 959 anything that I ever got, when the 959 was just the bee's knees. In the late 80s, this car was just, people were going crazy over 959s, and of course I didn't see one for many years later. Here is a Maisto version, once again, that they've recast. No opening doors, but you tell me whether that's the exact same casting. Obviously the same car, but this time branded as a Maisto model. So it's funny how these companies buy each other up and buy the die molds and everything else. The black one, sorry, but I should have dusted it off. The black one's really dusty, but I mean, if you look at these things, it's clearly the same exact casting down to every little detail. Didn't even change the color of the taillight inserts, which should be red actually. Look at that. It's the exact same car. Okay. One last thing. Look at this ridiculous bus. It has opening doors, front and back and middle. By a company called Play Art. I know I have more things from Play Art, but right now, I couldn't tell you what else. I can't think off the top of my head what other diecast vehicles I have from them. I want to say it's all weird oddball scale stuff. But I always kind of thought that this bus was cool. The opening and closing doors, these little tabs on here. That's how that functions. I always loved that. I thought that was kind of a neat little touch. When you're a kid, anything that opens is cool. Well, back in my generation. Alright, so that's it. That's just a sampling of a few of the off-brand things from back in the day. And I'm going to make more videos like this, I think. Kind of showcasing rare, weird, hard-to-find stuff. I think these cars, especially being cheaper and from no-name brands where people don't really collect them, these are probably going to be harder to find. If you're trying to look for one of these on eBay, you might actually have to pay Hot Wheels prices, because now there's something that you're not going to find many of. Certainly some of these Yatmings, I've noticed that they don't go cheap when you do find one. I think the survival rate on these toys was much lower than Hot Wheels or Matchbox. Pretty much nobody collected these. I was one of those weird kids where I didn't smash up any of my toys, so I still have them. But this great example of that would be this 959. I wonder how many of these survived from the original company. This original casting from MC Toys. But I haven't seen many.